Are you struggling to hit $50,000 a month with your Amazon business? My name is Alan. I've sold over $5 million on Amazon, and after helping over hundreds of sellers scale from $20,000 a month all the way up to $200,000 a month, I realized that there were 5 avoidable mistakes that most of my clients got trapped making. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest mistake holding back sellers at $50,000 per month and proven fixes that can make scaling up much faster and easier than you think. Let's talk about mistake number 1, which is selling low ticket products. Now, most sellers think that if I sell a $15 item and move thousands of units, I would get rich. But here's the reality. Cheap products attract fierce competition and razor-thin profits. Now, low-ticket item means low barrier of entry, much higher competitions, going to experience price wars with Chinese suppliers, high advertising costs and high ACoS, going to experience low margins and much harder inventory management. And let me put this in perspective. Let's say that you need 10 clicks to get 1 sales. And let's say that your cost per click is about $1. That means you're spending $10 in ads just to make 1 sales. Now, if your product sells for $15, well then you're in big troubles, because by the time you pay all the Amazon fees, the cost of goods, shipping, and advertisings, you're probably losing money already. Now, let's say that you're selling something high tickets with the same 10% conversion, with the same 10 clicks, and the same $10 spent on advertising, but this time you are selling a $60 product. Well, you still spend $10 to get that sales, but now you have $50 left for your margins. And suddenly, you have room to breathe, reinvest, and actually make more money. Because selling a low price item is just like running a marathon with a backpack full of brakes. Well, sure, you can move forward, but why make it so hard? Why make it so difficult? There's so many higher ticket products out there in Amazon. So this is what I tell my clients. If you are serious about breaking $50,000 per month, ditch the cheap stuff. You want to start selling products that are minimum priced at $30 or higher. The higher price, the more you insulate yourself from rising ad costs, competitions, and market shocks. Now that you have taken my advice, you are selling higher ticket products. Well, that is a huge step forward. But here is where a lot of sellers trip up next. Most sellers think that if they just crank up the ads, the sales will follow. But pouring money into PPC won't save you if your listing can't close the deal. So let's talk about mistake number 2, which is blaming PPC instead of fixing the actual listing. One of the most common issues I see. So many sellers come to me and tell me that, oh my God, Alan, my PPC sucks. My ACoS is sky high. I'm losing money on my ads and my business, and I just want to quit Amazon once and for all. But when I audit their account, I realized that the problem isn't even the PPC. It is their own product listing. Now, your product page is your digital salesperson. If it cannot close free traffic, it's not going to magically charm people just because you pay the dollars to drag them in. So let's take a look at the numbers here. Let's say that you're dropping $1 per paid click. If your listing stinks, it takes 20 clicks to get a sale. That's $20 in ad spend to sell a $30 product at a 67% ACoS. But if your listing is actually doing its job, now it only takes about 5 clicks to get 1 sale. $5 in ad spend and same $30 product. Now suddenly your ACoS dropped to 17% and you're not losing sleep or money. And that is the difference between a business that can scale versus a business that was forever stuck below $50,000 per month. I have seen this play out 100 times. We swap out those grainy photos for crisp and professional shots. We rewrite the bullets so they actually sell instead of just listing ingredients like on a cereal box. We slap on professional lifestyle images, some juicy comparison charts, some A+ content, and a killer product video. And boom, conversion rate just doubled. And then their ACoS just get cut in half. And guess what? We didn't touch the ads at all. The ads were exactly the same how they were running. The bids are exactly the same how they were before. So the moral of the story is that don't use PPC as a magic band-aid for a listing that couldn't sell water in a desert. So fix your product page first, make it irresistible. Then, and only then, Should you throw money at ads? So if you're serious about making your Amazon listing looks like $1 million brand, I highly recommend NoahPixel. Now they are not the cheapest option, but that's a good thing. They are a premium design team that specializes in stunning, high converting Amazon visuals that actually drive sales. So check them out below. Your listing deserves it. So you finally stop blaming your ads and turn your listing into a conversion machine. Well, congratulations, you are one step forward towards breaking $50,000 per month. But don't get too comfy yet, because there is another trap waiting for you, and this one is quite sneaky. Now, the third mistake is assuming that PPC is something that you can just automate and ignore. Now, I get it. Most sellers, they set up a campaign, they put in the bids, and then they just let it run. And maybe they will just optimize the bids once a week, depending on the ACoS. But if you think that's all it takes, you're basically putting your business on autopilot straight into a brick wall. Here is the reality. PPC isn't a one-size-fits-all game. The goalpost moves every time your business does. For example, if you're launching a new product, you might need to burn your profit margins just to get ranked. You're not playing for profits, you're playing for the keyword rankings. Now let's just say that you're running a lightning deal or going all in on a Prime Day. Now you might be cranking up the spend, flooding the zone, stacking coupons, and blitzing the search results because shoppers are in a buying frenzy. If Black Friday is coming, well, that is a whole new beast. Maybe you're bidding higher, or even you're bidding lower to keep most of your profits. Maybe you're rolling out some new sponsored brand videos, ads, and maybe you're just trying to out crazy the competitions. Oh, by the way, I will make a separate video talking about my exact Black Friday strategies, so subscribe for that. And your strategy can even shift even on a plain old Tuesday. If you are already king of your top keywords, you want to stop wasting cash defending it like a paranoid squirrel, right? Because you may be cannibalizing your sales. So move that budget to a lower position of that page. You want to hunt new keywords, you want to snipe your competitors, and expand your empire. So the bottom line is that PPC isn't just about slashing bids every time your ACoS is high. It's about playing chess, not checkers. Every campaign, every dollars, every click has a specific job to do. Great sellers don't just hope PPC will work, they make PPC work for them. Every move is calculated, every campaign has a mission. Because in this game, set and forget is just another way to get left behind. But just as you're feeling clever, there's one more trap. Now let's talk about the number that keeps sellers up at night. Here's where sellers really shoot themselves in both feet and then reload. Now, sellers look at their PPC and then they see their ACoS at 40%, 50%, maybe even 60%, and then they just instantly freaks out. Oh my God, my ads are unprofitable. I'm gonna shut them all down and I'm going to quit Amazon. But hold up, you are looking at the wrong scoreboard. Let's zoom out of the picture a little bit. You spend $1,000 on ads and get $2,000 in PPC sales. Now your ACoS is about 50%. Ouch, right? But here's the magic that most people ignore. Those ads are boosting your keyword rankings. They're pushing your products to page 1. And suddenly you are raking in another $3,000 in organic sales. You never would have gone without those ads. Now let's talk about tacos, not your regular eating tacos. We're talking about the total advertising cost of sales. Before those organic sales kicks in, your tacos is a whopping 33% because that is calculated by $1,000 on ad spend divided by $3,000 total revenue. Now that feels pretty high, right? But as those organic sales snowball and increasing because of your ads, your tacos now drops to 20%. And that is the number that actually matters. Why? Because tacos measure the big pictures. How much you are spending on ads compared to all the money coming in, not just the clicks you paid for. It shows you if your ads are fueling real, lasting growth, not just chasing some expensive sales. So the classic rookie move here is that sellers panic and kill their ads too soon just because ACoS looks scary. But if your tacos is steady or dropping, while your ads are doing exactly what they're supposed to do, which is fueling your organic rocket ship. So the bottom line here is to stop obsessing over ACoS like it's the only number that matters. Keep your eyes on tacos. That's where the gold is hiding. But just when you think that you are untouchable by understanding what tacos is, there's one last mistake that trips up even the best sellers, and it's not about strategies. And if you can understand this, you may finally be able to cross the 50,000 per month mark. Most sellers avoid running deals because they think it means losing money. And in the short term, well, they're absolutely right. Discounts or heavy deals do cut into your profits, and coupons will sting your margins, and maybe you will lose money from running deals. But here's what most sellers miss. Deals are not supposed to be a short-term profit. They're about building momentum that lasts. So when you are running a lightning deal or a deep coupon discount, here is what's going to happen. Number one is that your keyword ranking will surge. Number two is that your sell velocity will spike, which because of that, your products will get more reviews, which feeds long-term trust. And here's an example. Now you are running a 7-day deal. You're pushing that to 300 units per week. And yes, you might break even or maybe even losing some money. But the week after that deal is that you are not going back to 100 units per week. Now you are at 150 units or maybe 200 units a week at full price because you just shot up the keyword rankings. You boosted your sell velocity and also backed a pile of fresh reviews. And that is the real payoff of deals. The rookie mistake is that they're only looking at the deal week and freaking out over lost margins. The smart sellers zoom out, think 30 days, 90 days, the long game. Because when you fuel that ranking surge, it stinks. So don't be afraid to sacrifice a little margins in the short term. The return in rankings, velocity, and trust is worth 10 times what you lost on that deal. Here's the truth. Amazon doesn't reward the sellers who works the hardest. It rewards the sellers who plays the smartest. Now that you know the 5 mistakes that keep most sellers stuck, click the next video where I will share the top 5 Amazon myths that every seller thinks it's correct, but it could actually kill their Amazon businesses.